And Damon, it is Friday, April 14th, which means that it is almost Patriots Day, which means here in Boston is Boston Marathon Day coming up. Now, fun fact for you, Damon. Last year's winner, I apologize if I'm mispronouncing, Perez Jepchirchir from Kenya, ran the Boston Marathon. She was the women's winner with a total time of 2 hours and 21 minutes. She ran 26.2 miles in 2 hours and 21 minutes. Damon, I know you are a former marathon finisher. How long did it take you to run that marathon?
About 5 hours.
5 hours. In your current state, how long do you think it would take you to run 26.2 miles?
Now, Max, I don't know if you've gone upstairs with me recently, but it will take me a long time.
I think I'm in the same boat with you. I think if you give me a solid 48 hours with a nap and a meal in between, I think I could clear 26.2 miles pretty easily. I don't know that the people would wait at the finish line for me.
No, they already packed everything up.
They got to go back to work on Tuesday, so I don't think they're going to wait around for me. And we're back. Episode 19, not episode 20. We got a lot to talk about today. A lot to talk about. We got a lot of basketball to get to, but I love to touch on my softball and my lacrosse before we get into it.
Yes, you got that.
Lacrosse is wild. Lacrosse is getting good. We're almost to the postseason. We keep talking about it. Postseason's coming up.
Should be good.
And the story of this week, as of last night, is the Big Ten. Now, we kind of labeled all the conferences in basketball as like the Chaos Conference, and the Big Ten was like the solid conference. I think the ACC and the Big Ten have kind of flipped, where they both have a lot of good teams, but in the ACC, there's kind of an order of things, where, you know, who is it? Clemson, better than Duke. Virginia, better than Clemson. You know, North Carolina, better than Boston College, and then Syracuse, better than everybody. In the Big Ten, who knows? It is chaos right now. They have a lot of teams ranked, but just last night we had 2 games in the Big Ten. We had Johns Hopkins, who was ranked number 25, upset Michigan, who was all the way up to 14. And then, in the other game, we had Penn State, who was ranked 24, upset Maryland, who was 5 in the RPI. This is just chaos everywhere. 2 games, 2 huge upsets, and I really don't know what to think about this Big Ten conference, and are any of them going to be good enough? Well, I will say Northwestern does stand alone as the best team in the Big Ten. It's pretty clear that they might be the best shot to challenge Syracuse. But outside of Northwestern, this is just the conference of chaos. And Maryland, we had high expectations for Maryland at the beginning of the season, and now they're looking really shaky. They've lost to JMU and now to Penn State. So I will be very interested to see how Maryland fares in the postseason after a really shaky regular season.
Yeah, it's a fall from grace for Maryland.
Big time. Big Ten, super interesting. ACC, super high quality. Just good lacrosse in the ACC. And it's
Go Eagles.
It's gonna be easy. Never doubt the Eagles. It's gonna be a crazy postseason. And then in softball, the story is kind of same as it ever was. The SEC is really good. The Big 12, specifically the Oklahoma teams, are really good. And it's looking like it's gonna come down to obviously it's gonna come down to who can beat Oklahoma. And
doesn't look like anyone.
It doesn't look like anyone at this point. It'll be very interesting to see. Obviously, UCLA is in there, ranked 2, 3 in some polls. Florida State might win the ACC. I'm hoping that Clemson will bounce back and challenge them come the tournament. But there are some good teams outside of the SEC and Big 12, but they're dominating right now. And all the other teams are kind of shaky, like the Big Ten is in lacrosse. Indiana was ranked this week, and they lost all 3 of their games about as badly as you can. So just not really sure what to think about softball outside of Oklahoma, because you know they're going to be the team to beat.
Yep.
So Big 12 is really good. SEC is really good. Other conferences are interesting, but not sure how many of them will actually make it to the College World Series. So keep an eye on softball and lacrosse. I know we will.
Yes.
Getting into the postseason is going to get really good. Still pulling for Clemson, and I think I've been getting really into it on college softball Reddit with people.
Okay.
Been debating some people about Val Cagel's Player of the Year candidacy. I think it's still going strong. Tough series against FSU. She followed up that tough series against FSU with a go-ahead rocket of a home run against South Carolina this week to keep herself in the race and keep Clemson away from the fraudulent accusation. I think I was about to label them fraudulent. I think Clemson still has what it takes to go deep, and I think Val Cagle is easily the best player in the country.
There we go.
She just does everything so well. We'll get into some Player of the Year, some national champion debates when the time rolls around.
Mm-hmm. Max, I'll throw it out to you. I'm seeing the board a lot better in softball. I'm not as intimidated by it.
Okay,
so
good.
by the time we're doing these debates, I'll be
We're
debating.
gonna get ready to go. I can't wait. I can't wait to have a nice little softball debate. But right now, basketball, even though it's not being played here in the U.S., it's heating up.
Yes, sir.
Let's start with the college game.
Mm-hmm.
The story of every sport in collegiate athletics in the offseason is the transfer portal. We have a bunch of big names in the transfer portal. I saw yesterday ESPN put out articles. It was like the top 35 names in the women's portal. And then for the men's, it was like the top 100 names. So I think pretty soon it's just going to be top 4,000 players in the transfer portal because every player is going to be looking for a one-year deal. We've got some big names. Let's touch on the biggest of those big names.
Let's go.
I want to lead off with a huge surprise for me. Celeste Taylor will not be returning to Duke in 23-24, as she originally said she would.
Yeah, exactly.
She used her extra year to come back to Duke, but now she is in the portal. This was a shock.
Yeah, I want to know what changed her mind.
Yeah, seriously. And there is another, I'm forgetting her name, but there is another Duke player in the portal now.
Cheyenne Day Wilson.
Yeah. So I'm not sure if there's
something happened.
Changing the guard.
They do have a pretty good freshman class coming in.
That's true.
Sure, so.
That's true. Well, Duke is getting up there with the good recruiting of the world because they have good basketball facilities, and now they're starting to invest in their women's team. Celeste Taylor is heading out. Someone is getting a dog on defense. This is one of the best defensive players in the country that is on the table right now for anyone to try to court her. This is the crystal ball.
I see it.
The transfer portal crystal ball. I'm looking for answers here. I see Celeste Taylor heading to South Carolina.
Okay.
Shocking take that she wants to join. Why would a player that's good want to play for South Carolina? Here's why. Again, I've been on Reddit a lot. This is from college women's basketball Reddit. One of Duke's top assistants is joining the staff at South Carolina. So there's a connection there to grab Celeste. Dawn can get any recruit she wants. Any recruit would want to play for Dawn. The Cox are losing a lot of pieces.
Mm-hmm.
They lost 5 players to the draft, and they're going to need to fill in those spots. I think Celeste Taylor could become like a Bree Beal type on-ball defender who just gives hell to the elite offensive players that SC is going to be seeing all year. And let's be real, if Celeste Taylor wants to be a first-round draft pick next year, she needs to gain some offensive skill.
Yeah.
So if you want to round out your game, why not play for the best coach in college basketball, who's coached some excellent offensive presences.
And her game really fits that South Carolina team.
It does.
That just grind it out.
Yes.
They'll beat you on both sides of the ball, but not quickly.
Right. No, very slow, very gritty. It's a bit more offensive-minded than Duke is playing, which is not a bad idea for her.
Exactly. My only thing there is Celeste Taylor is a 1-year rental.
That's true.
I feel like the Cox might want to start building again.
Exactly. Now they've lost their foundation.
I love it, but I don't know. I have a trade proposal.
Let's hear it.
Caleb Love to Duke.
Yep.
Celeste Taylor to UNC.
Whoa! Whoa! Who says no?
Exactly.
Who says no?
Who says no? Let's go. I'm all about the villain arcs. Come on.
To go from Duke to UNC would be a crazy move. Crazy.
Why not?
Move. I don't hate it either. I don't hate the fit.
You're a dog already. Just go. Imagine you just lock down the Duke team.
Your former team upset them and
In a
Durham
rivalry game?
would go
Come on.
crazy.
And a team that I haven't really seen thrown out there, but I like Iowa.
Yeah.
They just had 102 hung on their head.
Yeah.
Let's get some defenders
A
in
little
there.
bit of defense would be excellent.
And it lines up with the Caitlin Clark timeline, theoretically.
Yep. It's interesting. I'm
I don't
open to
know.
all theories.
Yeah. That's the thing about this is there's so many teams. It's like, go wherever you want.
Right, exactly. And there's so many good teams.
Yeah, you
Why
can
not
pick.
play with an elite team? Any other notes on Celeste Taylor?
I'm all set on Celeste.
Celeste. Well, let's move on to a more
Good luck, Celeste.
offensive-minded player,
Mm-hmm.
Anissa Morrow. So Anissa Morrow was a standout for DePaul. She's like a top 5 scorer in the country the last 2 years. She's in the portal, and she has been contacted by 33 teams.
Take your pick.
Is a who's who of all the best teams in the country: South Carolina, Iowa, everybody. Oh, okay, that's a note for me. I see Anissa Morrow heading to Maryland.
Okay.
It's on her list of teams, her extensive list of teams.
I don't think there's a team that's not on her list.
Right, exactly. She can go wherever she wants. She got 25-12 last year, which sounds a lot to me like Diamond Miller against weaker competition, which is kind of exactly what she was. Maryland loses Diamond Miller. They fill her in with Anissa Morrow.
Diamond Miller 2.0.
Exactly. Mini Diamond Miller to carry their offense.
They ain't done nothing but take a step back.
Exactly. And she would join recent UNC transfer Jakia Brown-Turner, who also went to Maryland. I think this would be a good fit.
I like that.
Anissa Morrow.
I agree.
Why, thank you.
I'm all over her to South Carolina.
And every team is going to be linked to
Everyone's gonna
South
go to
Carolina.
South Carolina.
Every free agent.
She has 2 years theoretically.
Yes.
Why not? You need that presence, I think, and she could score like no one's business.
Exactly.
I don't see why Dawn wouldn't want her.
I
don't see why you wouldn't want to go be coached by Dawn.
Right. That's like a who says no for what reason type
Exactly.
situation. But like they want her, she would probably want them, so why not? One other thing I did read, which I don't know if there's anything to it, but Anissa Morrow's whole family, like, are Cornhuskers.
Okay.
They all went to Nebraska.
Okay.
I don't know if that's like a hot rumor. Nebraska is projected to be pretty good.
Yeah,
like
they
they're
should be
a
solid.
decent program. I don't know how much that will weigh into her decision. Might want to go to a program like Carolina or Maryland. But it's something to watch. She could end up at Nebraska.
it could be
And that would be a huge pickup for Nebraska.
I could see them like the Illinois team this year.
Right, yeah. Just make noise in the Big Ten.
Yeah.
Would be huge. And other names in the portal, we have 2022, last year's #1 overall recruit in Lauren Betts. She's leaving Stanford. Tara.
Buddy, what's going on?
I think that Tara mismanaged the hell out of Lauren
Yeah.
Betts' freshman year. I mean, everyone has to wait their turn for playing time.
Yeah.
Like, we know that. But
9 minutes.
Lauren Betts is the #1 recruit in the country. She got 9 minutes, scored about 5 points per game. You couldn't have used, and the games that Stanford lost, like, you couldn't have used a little extra offense, maybe.
Come on.
You 49 points against Old Miss, ring a bell. Like, there was more for Lauren Betts to do, and I don't blame her for moving on, especially if she's going to be like, Tara Vanderveer is gonna play Cam Brink for 90% of the minutes. So, you know, Lauren Betts
90% of the minutes you can.
backing up Cam Brink, like, I would move on too. And this is a player that, like, any of these players could go anywhere they want, really. But I think anyone could benefit from adding Lauren Betts because she's still young, very young, and we don't really know what she could be. We don't know what her ceiling is yet. We haven't seen the best of her in the slightest. I have seen rumors that she's tied to Iowa.
I've seen a lot of Iowa too.
I think that would be electric. Fill in for a missing Monica Sonano, McKenna Warnock. I think this would be the feather in the cap, the coup de grace for recruiting extraordinaire Jan Jensen. If anyone can land Lauren Betts to Iowa, it's Jan. I think we got to talk. I think we got to hit up Jan.
Hit her up. Say, hey,
Lauren Betts, how's it coming? How's that deal coming? I think that would just be sick.
How much NIL can you offer?
Right, exactly. Like, how much are the Hawkeyes boosters willing to give to Lauren Betts?
I'm scared for Stanford.
Dude, hot seat Stanford.
For real. Cam Brink's going to have to have, like, the best season ever.
Exactly. She's losing everybody. I don't know, dude. Like, an early exit this year, came up short last year. Buddy, what? You know, this is a legacy year for Tara Vanderveer. What's she going to do with this roster? I don't know.
All right.
I don't know. The only thing you can really count on is Cam Brink getting a lot of blocks.
Yeah. And fouling everyone.
Exactly. And maybe the biggest name, I would say definitely the biggest name,
easily.
like easily the biggest name in the portal is Haley Van Lith.
Yeah.
And another surprise,
Yeah.
I thought she was like Louisville, 10 toes down, through and through. Not exactly sure what
She
went
gone.
into her decision. But yeah, she's out of there. She's not Louisville anymore. Another big name that any school would want to add for, you know, the talent factor, but also for the name recognition factor.
Yeah, that's tickets right there.
Yeah, exactly. Being able to put Haley Van Lith on a poster, not literally, but you know, like on a piece of paper on the wall. I haven't seen any huge speculations.
No,
I think
for
she's
real.
kind of speculated everywhere. I did see someone threw out Washington, which Washington is not exactly an elite program.
Mm-hmm.
You got to imagine Haley Van Lith wants to really put on a show in her final year.
Exactly.
But she is from Seattle, the Seattle area, and Washington is an Adidas school. Haley Van Lith has a huge deal with Adidas. It's something to consider for sure.
Yeah.
And, you know, they produced Kelsey Plum. I see a lot of comparisons between Haley Van Lith and Kelsey Plum, so maybe follow her path, go back home, play for the Huskies.
I like it. I don't love it.
Right.
It'd just be an interesting move. Like,
It would be really...
I want to see her team up with someone.
It would be cool to see a super team.
Come to UConn.
Dude.
Something like that. Go to Iowa.
I did see her speculated to Iowa.
How about LSU?
Ooh. Her under... Like, she is like Alexis Morris with a little more to her. Like, a little more aggressive. A little more... I think the pick and roll with Haley Van Lith and Haley Race would go crazy. I don't mind that at all.
Exactly.
I think that would be cool.
Let's get a team up.
Seriously. Super team. Let's see something.
Yeah.
Let's see something crazy.
You got 1 year. Why not? Let's go run. Get a ring.
Let's do it.
Which is weird. Could have sworn she had 1 more year.
Me too. She graduated early, which for like eligibility reasons doesn't make it like sense.
Yeah.
Now she's shorting herself a year.
Have fun in the league.
Yeah, yes. Yeah, you're really
Good luck.
banking on getting drafted. Third best guard in the draft next year. And then finally, Kiki Jefferson, who's a standout at JMU, is in the portal. Looks like she's down to Louisville and UNC.
Yep. I mean, it's going to be hard to replace Haley Van Lith.
Right.
Go get Kiki. Why not?
Kiki Jefferson is an electric scorer.
Yeah.
I think she would be a great guard to fill in that hole. Louisville's a good program. I don't think
Yeah. We talk about
they
it
were
like
good.
it is Haley Van Lith.
Right.
But
They were good before Haley Van Lith.
Yeah.
And I like their coach a lot. I think he really knows what he's doing. Louisville's still a good program, so I think they'll still recruit at a high level, even without Haley.
Yeah.
So that's transfer portal talk.
There's
We just
lot
gave you
more
all.
names,
We just
but-
gave you all the answers. Yeah, there are a million names in the transfer portal. Go hit up your coach. Tell him to pick up somebody good. Start tweeting.
Get on Reddit.
Get somebody on your... Yeah, exactly. Reddit is the place. Find a spot for your favorite player. Now that we've talked a little college hoops, let's get into some pro basketball here. Last
Yes,
week,
sir.
we talked draft preview. We talked who we think is going to go where. We weren't so sure about a lot of players. 1 and 2 felt very confident. Everything else was kind of up in the air.
Yeah, I felt confident about 3. And look how that turned out.
Hey, man. We were wrong about a lot of things. You can go back and listen. We were wrong about a lot of things. But the draft was early this week. There were definitely some surprises, some good moves, some questionable moves. Rather than doing some traditional ABC draft grades,
PTSD.
let's just talk about what we like and don't like, and what we need to see, what we're interested in, but we need to see more
Yes,
out
sir.
of. Give me a team that you liked their draft class.
Atlanta Dream, baby.
Hell yeah.
Love what they're cooking. They're going to be a nightmare on defense.
Oh my gosh.
They went and got Ami here early.
Yep.
I liked it. You knew I was high on her.
Good move.
Went and got her early. And this is like the only situation that I actually think Haley Jones can thrive in.
Absolutely. I think she went to the right team.
They're going to get a lot of turnovers. They're going to let Haley Jones run.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun. They got Alicia Gray and Ryan Howard to do all the offensive stuff.
Right.
And then the rest of them just lock it down.
Right. If any team is going to benefit from a great passer, great defender who doesn't score that well, the Dream don't need a great scorer. They've got great scorers. They need someone with length on defense. They need someone with great passing skills. Crazy.
Oh,
crazy.
my God.
I think Haley Jones and Letitia Mehier are going to be a crazy duo.
I think that was a huge
forward.
class for them.
Big time. My favorite class was Minnesota Lynx.
Mm-hmm.
I really liked what they did. You really couldn't miss it too. I think
you knew who you were taking.
Exactly. Like Diamond Miller, great pick. Not that you were going to take anybody else, but a really you feel comfortable with that. I don't think you're too disappointed if you missed on Leah Boston but got Diamond Miller. I think.
It's the Scoot Henderson.
Exactly. It's a great compensation for no Leah Boston. And then they killed it in the later rounds or later on in the draft. We got Maya Hirsch out of France.
Maya Hirsch, nice stash piece.
Haven't seen a ton of her tape, but I've heard great things from people that I listen to. Dorka Juhas, I think great upside, size, UConn.
Yeah,
never
I love
anybody
the picture
UConn.
of her and Lulu Seneschal.
Oh my gosh,
towering over.
Huge difference. They went for size here. Tall guard and Diamond Miller, a couple centers and Hirsch and Juhas. Bree Beal, I told you I was high on her.
Yeah.
She slipped all the way.
No one else was.
No, she was not. I said she was going to be underrated, and I think she's a lot better
Definitely
than 24. So seeing her out there, just being a menace on defense, and then Taylor Stoll at 28.
How did she
slip
28?
to 28? Lynx are set. This is a really good 5 rookies. Might be the fever of this year. Have all 5 make the team. It would be cool to see all these players on the court. The Lynx just stacked talent.
Yeah, they didn't even have to make a pick. Their picks were made for them.
Exactly.
You said Bree Beal's in my lap.
Right.
All right.
Fine. Yeah.
Taylor Stoll 28. Fine.
I don't think they were thinking too much about fit. They just went straight talent, and I think that's gonna be fine. They got enough variety in positions that they're gonna be set this year.
Yeah, exactly.
And with a roster that you're not too attached to any of the players you have, all these rookies are gonna compete to be on the roster for sure.
That was a huge class for them.
I love the Lynx. I love their draft.
Yep.
Who did you dislike?
The Wings? What were they doing?
Agree. This is we both had the Wings.
Oh my
and
God.
I couldn't agree more.
All right. So first of all, I'm very high on Lulu Seneschal.
Yes.
Took her at 5.
5.
Took her at 5.
Extremely high.
I was watching with producer Kate, and she can attest to this. My jaw literally dropped. I was shocked. And not only that, they have a stacked roster. They have basically a full roster. Not stacked talent-wise, but a full roster.
Right.
They're loaded up. And then they went out and drafted 6 players.
Yeah. Why did they trade for Stephanie Suarez? I understand that the Mystics were having a fire sale and didn't actually want anybody in the draft, but why are you adding Stephanie Suarez, who first of all, you don't need 6 draftees to start. Do you really need 3, 4, and 5? And I will say
they got 6 draftees. 4 of them are first rounders.
That's
you
nuts.
gonna cut one of them?
And you were not gonna have 4 draftees make your team. I think they reached on every single one of these players. I think Maddie Seegers, good, not 3.
Yep.
Stephanie Suarez, good, not 4.
And she's basically a 24 draft pick because she's out all year.
Exactly. We haven't seen anything from her. We won't see anything from her soon. Lulu Seneschal is 10, good, not 5. I'm sorry. My apologies to Abby Myers. I now know that she was a standout at Princeton and had a solid year at Maryland, but at 11? 11?
Oh my
goodness,
God.
Guys. And you're stacking Iowa State's. You got Ashley Jones too.
Yeah, not only that, they traded away their picks.
Exactly.
The 24 second and 25 first. 25 is probably Caitlin Clark's year.
Yes.
What are we doing?
You were trading away the most valuable thing you can get for some players that probably will not make your roster.
And you could have traded back and got more draft capital and still probably got the guys you want.
Absolutely. Yeah, they could have waited on all these players and still got them.
I don't get it.
It was
And
perplexing.
It's not like they're going to be great. They traded away Marina Mabry. They traded away Alicia Gray. Like, what are we doing?
These players are all going to be passing the ball to Enrique Google
Yeah.
all season
Hey,
long.
go hoop.
And
Hey, maybe Maddie Seegers could just run up some numbers.
maybe. I think Maddie Seegers will probably have a good rookie year just for the fact that she's not going to have anybody else around her. Like, this was a weird.
It made me angry.
It was a weird class. They mismanaged this horribly. Let's move on.
Oh my god.
Enough about the wings. Enough about the wings.
All right.
Who are you waiting to see more from?
I know we said enough
W.
about the wings. I'm waiting to see what the Mystics do with these
Yes.
wings picks.
Yes. I think I like it on the wings. The Mystics. I think they know what they're going. I think they like what they have this year.
Yeah, they had no team needs.
Exactly. No needs. They're going to have needs soon. Elena Deladon is, getting up there. Like, they have a lot of players who are good right now, but they're going to need some future players.
They're gonna have needs mid-season when half their team's hurt.
Yeah, absolutely. So they're preparing for the future. They didn't like what they saw in this draft. Don't blame them at all. So the future's bright for the Mystics.
Yeah. How about you?
I'm interested to see more from the Sparks
Okay.
class.
Okay.
Sparks only had 3 picks,
Yeah.
so there's not a ton to look at. I said Zaya Cook was a big riser. They got her at 10. I don't think that's a bad spot to get her.
Oh,
I
I
think
like
she
that.
was one of the best guards in the class. Shanice Swain is another international player who I've not seen much from. Could surprise me.
Yeah.
Not really
19
sure.
years old, so.
I'm interested to see if Monica Sonano makes the team. I think, she's a classic college player.
Yeah.
Like, dominated in college. We'll see how she does in pros, but I think that she does have certain skills that, if they use them right, will help out the roster.
Yeah.
Magic Johnson, pumped to have her. Love to see that. You get the stamp of approval from Magic, you can make it in LA. I think the Sparks are going to be interesting. The Sparks are definitely going to be interesting.
For sure. I think Zaya's just gonna go cook out there.
Yeah, let Zaya cook.
There we go.
She's going to have a big year. It's an interesting class. I'm interested to see more from it.
And I texted you this. When they were going through the roster, I was like, oh my god, the Sparks are not good.
No,
They're not going to be good.
They're not going to win a lot of games this year.
So this class could make an impact for them.
Right. It could. There's room for them to fit in on the Sparks roster to have an impact.
Yeah. Another name I'd like to wait and see, Jordan Horston.
Mm-hmm.
Why did she fall so low?
Yes.
What happened?
That was a shock to see her fall all the way to the Storm. I think the Storm are happy to have her. Yeah.
Fell in her lap.
I think the Storm don't love the rest of their draft class, but Jordan Horston was a great pickup.
Yeah.
Is there something wrong? Like why did she fall off to 9? Is she just going to prove that she should have been higher this season? I think probably.
What are we doing?
The Storm will be an interesting team as well. Not exactly sure what to expect from them. They're going to be a team that's fun, but might not win that many games. There are going to be a lot of teams like that this year.
Yeah.
There are going to be a lot of teams. We'll talk futures and championship contention soon, but there are going to be a lot of interesting teams in the W this year.
Should be a fun season then.
Definitely looking forward to basketball.
I am.
But right now, we're looking forward to what's going on this weekend, and we've each got a pick for you. Bruce or Kate, get in here.
I wasn't ready.
Come on.
I was online shopping.
Tough look.
Oh, yeah?
Tough look.
All right. So, guys, we're cold.
Yeah.
We all lost our picks last week.
Mm-hmm.
Damon, you're still out in the lead, but 8-6.
Shaky.
Definitely hot seat.
Fraudulent.
I'm at 6-8.
Water.
I'm at 6-8. I'm sort of trying to middle. I'm not even middling. I'm trying to middle. Kate, you're sitting at 4-10. We all need to bounce back this week. I think it's clear that lacrosse is not our sport for making picks.
Nope.
I knew my pick was a stretch, and I still it's fine. We're gonna try out some softball this week, or at
There
least
you go.
Dan and I are.
I'm not.
Kate's not. You gonna pick against the
4-10.
Eagles? You can pick against the
No,
Eagles
I've
again?
learned my shot.
Never pick against the Eagles.
Yeah, I've learned my lesson there.
Okay, I am going to be taking Notre Dame.
Mm-hmm.
Which is funny because I don't like Notre Dame. Notre Dame softball. Shaking hands. Making it a peace treaty. Notre Dame to take at least 2 out of 3 from Virginia Tech.
Okay.
I like this a lot
Yeah.
because it looks like an upset on paper, but I think that Notre Dame, if there were odds, would actually probably be favored because they're in South Bend, and Virginia Tech is ranked 20, but they kind of got the stuff kicked out of them this week. Notre Dame's looking good. They beat Indiana this week. Notre Dame to roll over Virginia Tech at least 2 out of 3. They're going to win the series is my pick.
Okay. I'll stick in the softball world.
Heck yeah.
My record is begging for basketball season, so can't come quick enough. I'm going Utah. Going to steal a game versus Stanford this weekend.
Okay. I like that a lot.
Yeah, both teams solid. They cool.
Right.
Stanford's definitely the better team here.
Yes.
I like Utah to take at least one game.
Utah to take a game. Okay. It's funny that you want basketball back, but you're picking Utah. During basketball season, we were picking against Utah the whole time.
Well, we also picked against Stanford.
We did pick. That was a great bet to pick against Stanford. Kate, send us into the weekend. Send us with some positive vibes. Let's go 3-0 this week.
Okay.
What's your third perfect pick?
I have Syracuse, number 1 in the ACC for lacrosse.
Mm-hmm.
Number 1 in
And
the world,
UNC
yeah.
in the world. UNC, number 2 in the ACC.
Yes.
They're playing each other
Whoa.
tomorrow
No way.
Whoa.
in North Carolina. I want to see North Carolina upset them.
Okay.
Let's go.
Okay.
The Heels.
Let's go.
I like.
Yeah.
I respect that pick. I like that pick a lot. What a great way to end it. A great note. Those are 3 perfect picks for you. So take those. Go watch some softball. Watch some lax.
Yes, sir.
Wait around for basketball season if that's your style. Let's have a great weekend. We'll see you next week.